Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So last night, we had a really exciting duo Cash Cup finals, with major leaderboard shakeups and some crazy new results. With these new trio Cash Cups just around the corner, actually tonight if you watch this video the same day that I'm uploading this, many new players are potentially looking for their trios, either permanently or just for this upcoming Cash Cup. Although these tournaments are for duos and not trios, they are still an amazing way to build chemistry with new potential teammates. So let's just go right into this top 10. So in 10th place overall, we have Clicks and Rise. They were landing Sandy Steps, completely uncontested. This was this team's first ever duo Cash Cup finals, and they managed to pick up a win in game 1. Now this win, the zone did pull directly on top of their POI, but they managed to drop many kills and played height very well, and they had a really solid tournament even with some awful pulls later into the tournament. This team had some mid-game struggles, which can be put down to those farther zone pulls, and also a severe lack of Storm Surge. This team had 3 games actually with 4 or less points. So at 10th place, while only paying out really 3 games is really nice. So in 9th place overall, we have Cooper and Sphinx, also in their first Cash Cup together. They were landing Doomstat, where they were contested by Reet and Curly, but they didn't really fight off spawn much. With these no more south zone pulls, this team was able to stay really consistent, have really solid zone pulls, and pretty much coasted their way into an amazing top 10 placement. So in 8th place overall, we have Kanata and Muzz in their second Cash Cup together. If you remember, they landed last Cash Cup in Castle Doom and got 3rd with those north zones. But in this Cash Cup, they chose to land Nitrodome, which is Kanata's main drop spot. So without that north zone buff, they seem to have struggled a little bit more. They struggled in mid-game with those max endgame zones. They struggled a lot, and they placed like 19th and 20th in 3 games. So they really struggled in early endgame, but they managed to stay pretty consistent. So a pretty good tournament from them. In 7th place, the team that was contesting CooperSphinx, Reet and Curly. This team managed to pick up a win in Game 5. They had a really solid tournament. Once again, they didn't really fight off spawn, but they had a really nice POI. They really exceeded my expectations for their first tournament together with that win as well, and they played really well. Also in the top 10, we have in 6th place, we have a very unexpected duo, Darts and Jace. They are landing on pretty much the most south drop in the entire map. It's right below Brutal Beachhead. It's called Little Dirty Dock. I'm sorry, it's right below Redline. With these no more south zone, this placement is really good, and this duo clearly popped off hard, considering every zone now has to pull north. So huge congrats to them. Also starting off our top 5, we have Agers and Rituals. They've played, 2 weeks in a row now together. Underworld is a really underrated drop spot, and is even better with this north zone buff I've been talking about a lot. So they use that to their advantage, and their really nice drop with the Grim Dashes and all that stuff to stay alive and place very highly. In 4th place overall, landing by the tower right south of Castle Doom, we have Herk and Mason. Now this is a pretty unsuspected placement, considering Mason only has about 1.7k earned, and Herk is potentially a cheater. So he has been suspected for cheating and has been banned for cheating in the past, so nobody really knows, but many people have said he doesn't cheat anymore. Now they were contested off spawn, surprisingly, by the team that ended up placing in last. This team basically died off spawn every single game, so a really nice tournament from them, from Herk and Mason, assuming that Herk isn't cheating. So starting off our top 3, we have the half NA, half EU duo, Dukes and Queasy. So they landed Research Rock, which is Queasy's main drop spot, in the bottom right corner of the map. Obviously no more south zone, so this is a really terrible drop spot nowadays. With the zones that I just talked about, and the Queasy's high ping, considering he's from EU, this placement is really good. But this team was over 100 points behind the second and first place team. Speaking of second place, we have Peterbot and Cold. So this team had uncontested Raft Medal for all 6 games and managed to win 2 games. They definitely could have won more, but Cold's game actually crashed during one of their games, which definitely sold them the win. This team is likely still the best team on the region, even though they got second, and they definitely would have won this Cash Cup if not for that game crash. But still, in first place, by just 5 points, we actually have Rapid and Boltz. So Rapid and Boltz have now won 7 of the last 9 duo tournaments, including the Opens and the Finals of the last 2 Cash Cups. This team picked up a really solid win in one of their games, and they have been absolutely popping out recently. 100% deserve this win, and I look forward to seeing them in future tournaments together. Now, here are some other interesting points that I just saw when I was looking through the leaderboard. Poyo and Acorn, which is one of the new duos that we've been seeing popping up recently, they've only managed to get 26th. which is really terrible for this team. And Bucky, surprisingly, actually qualified for a major tournament finals for the first time in I can't even remember. He plays 35th while 100% definitely being carried. So, I mean, at least he qualified, right? So, in conclusion, just to wrap everything up, it's really nice to see Peterbot not dominating the region. Obviously, he still is. I mean, second place is really, really good. He was only 5 points behind. He probably should have won this tournament. But it was nice to watch all of these other teams thrive because of Peterbot not winning. Depending on how these trio tournaments go well tonight, I will cover opens. I don't think I'll end up covering opens just because of how weird this format is. And finals, I definitely will be covering finals of these trio cash cups. But with the weird format with 198 teams, it might be a bit of a longer video. And especially because we're going to see so many new trios that I'm really excited to see. So that video will be a little bit longer, so I'll try to do something more entertaining with the editing, so it's not just me talking. Let me know what else you'd like me to cover. I can keep doing these recaps. I really enjoy doing these recaps. It gives me a much better, at least for myself, it lets me know more about the region and how teams are doing. And I also have some other content ideas that I can do in the time where I'm not covering these. But I 100% would love recommendations. If you guys have any recommendations for me to cover, that'd be great. But have a great day. Bye.